Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Techno Talks here. So in front of us today we do have the Nothing Phone 2A. This is actually a very exciting video for me because I've been wanting to try a Nothing phone out for a while now, and I finally got my hands on their new budget device, which is the 2A. So let's go ahead and check this device out. Alright, so now that we have the box in front of us, let's go ahead and get the price out of the way. So this device does go for $350. This is Nothing's cheapest phone, with the name being 2A. The A is for their budget devices. And so honestly, I am super excited for this. As always, the packaging looks really nice. We have a nice little image of what the phone looks like. It does say 2A right here, and it also says phone 2A up top, and it also does say Nothing right there. So I've been using Nothing devices since the first Ear 1s. I actually lost one pair from here, and then I recently lost my Nothing Ear 2s. I was in love with those. Those were a great pair of earbuds for the price, and so now with the 2A, I am super excited as this is my first Nothing phone. So opening it up, like all Nothing boxes, we have to kind of rip it, which is the only disappointing part in my opinion. I would like to keep it clean, but we kind of have to. And if we do push down, here we have a look at the box inside. So inside we do get this second box, and if we do go ahead and place this to the side right here, inside this box keeps the actual phone. This also has the nice little design of the phone with the two camera lenses. If we do open it up, here we have the Nothing Phone 2A. Inside it does say welcome to Nothing. Well, this isn't this exciting, and then we get a nice little note right here. But if we do go ahead and take the device out of the way, if I can manage to get it. All right, take the device out of here. Here is the phone 2A. Plop that to the side real quick, and then actually take a look at the inside. So inside, we do get a nice little charging cable, and something about Nothing is they look at these details. So they actually made their own charging cable. It's a clear charging cable, and it says Nothing on the inside. I'm not sure if you can see the Nothing, but it's for both ends, and it looks really nice and premium, which is something that Nothing does great. And then we also do get, if we do get anything, let's see, inside of here, we get a SIM ejection tool, and just like their charging cable, this is a clear SIM ejection tool, which goes with the design aspect of this phone, which once again is super nice that they've actually thought of the design. Unfortunately, we don't get a charging brick. This phone does have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, so it's a pretty large battery, and we also do get 45 watts of fast charging, but we do not get a charging brick. That is fine. It's a budget phone, and you know, many flagship companies don't even give you a charging brick. So let me go and plop this to the side and actually take a look at the phone. So it's inside this paper pouch, and if we do go ahead and open this up, all right, and then here we have the phone. Go ahead and slide it out. We do have two colors. This is the black color. They also have this white color, just like all of their other devices. I went ahead and got the black version. It looked really nice, and then the white version, I do want to check it out, but I do have the black one right here. The black one does look really nice on Nothing devices, in my opinion, especially with the glyph interface. So let's go ahead and actually talk about the phone. We do have two cameras right here. It's a weird design choice, but I guess it makes it like their own professional design, which is super nice. It's something that makes it different from other phones. We do have two camera lenses. We have an ultra wide and a wide. Both do have 50 megapixels of resolution. We do have a front facing camera. The selfie camera is going to be 32 megapixels, and we can also record at 1080p. Which is good to know. On the back, once again, it is clear. However, this time around, this is not actually glass. This is plastic, but it still looks really nice. The only bad part about this would be the fact that it might scratch up a little easier, maybe actually even a lot easier compared to the glass. But a good thing about that is that this will not crack because it's not glass. So we do get something right there. It says Nothing, which looks super cool. We can see all the coils inside, and then we do have the glyph interface right there. We can see the screws, and we do have this nice little red portion. I'm not sure what that's for, but once again, this just looks super cool. And compared to just other devices, like for example, here I have my Pixel 8 Pro. I don't know, the Nothing Phone 2A just looks so much better because it's something different. It's something that Nothing has implemented about their devices, and I'm glad that they actually made this company. So powering it on for the first time, and while waiting for that, let's go and actually talk a little more about the phone. We also do have a nice little screen protector on there, which is good to know. It's a plastic screen protector, but it'll protect you from scratches, which is really nice. We do have a nice little boot up screen. It says Nothing right here. If we do wait up for it, the Nothing does disappear. And we also do get this nice little red line, which looks super cool. So really nice. And hello. So this is going to be the setup screen. Let's go and actually close it for now, and we do get this nice locking sound, which is super cool. All right, so on the side rail, we do have a matte finish. We also do have our buttons right here, which feel really great. This is going to be our volume rocker. Up top, we do have a nice little microphone cutout. And then on the back, we also do have a charging port cutout. I mean, a power button. And then on the bottom portion, we have our charging port cutout, which is USB-C. We have our SIM ejection right here, or our SIM slot, and our speaker grill right here. And then we also do have our speaker grill up top. So overall, a very nice phone. Looks really nice. And first impressions wise, this is probably one of the best phones I've used so far. Again, as I said, I never got to try the actual Nothing Phone 1 and the Nothing Phone 2. This is going to be my first Nothing phone, and I'm already loving it. So let me go ahead and go through the setup real quick and actually get back to y'all. All right, so as I'm going through the setup, here we have the fingerprint unlock. So I am going to go ahead and set this up real quick. Tap and hold the fingerprint sensor. Hold start. Lift and hold again. This is an optical sensor, so it does use light, but it should work perfectly fine. And so far, no issues. Adjust your finger, change it a little, show up the sides, bottom, place the edges. Right. Almost done, and voila. So we are now done with our fingerprint sensor. Okay, so we're done with the setup now and just doing the final steps. Let's see, nothing more, nothing less. Access Essentials the easy way. Go ahead and click next. Here we have a nice little glyph look. Let's see, does the glyph light up? Nope. Meet the glyph interface. Go ahead and click next. Call recognition, unique glyph patterns. Essential notifications, which is super nice. Glyph timer. Choose your visual style. All right, so here it gives us a nice little option to choose if we want to use default Android. And default Android, as everyone knows it, here's a look at default Android. I do have a theme on there, but this is the Pixel 8 Pro with default Android. And we can use Nothing's own version, which is something I'd recommend. It honestly looks really cool from the videos, at least. I haven't used it, but this is a Nothing phone. Go ahead and use the Nothing OS. But it's nice that they're giving that option. So if you don't like it, you can use default Android. And so let's go and click finish setup, preparing your home screen, and now we should be done. Voila. So here is a first look at our home screen, which honestly looks really cool. I'm really loving the Nothing design. So before continuing and going through the settings, I do want to talk about some of the specs. We do have a 8-core 4nm Gen 2 chipset. This is going to be the MediaTek Dimensity 7200 chipset. I've never used a phone with a MediaTek chipset, so this is going to be the first time using one. And honestly, I can't really say much about it because I haven't used one, but I'll have to use this for a couple days to actually see how that works. So one thing I did notice real quick is the back does pick up a lot of fingerprints. I'm not sure if you can see those, but even just touching it a little, I did pick up a lot of fingerprints. This might be because it's the plastic version. I'm not sure how the glass version works, but they probably both pick up fingerprints. I would have to actually test out both to see that. But for now, that is one thing I found annoying because it should have a clean fingerprint-less back because it is a Nothing phone and you do have a transparent back. If we do test our fingerprint sensor, as you can see, it's really nice and easy. It's a little below in my opinion. I don't like why it's positioned this low. That is something I didn't like on my S10 Plus from a couple years back. Samsung did eventually fix that, but I hope Nothing actually fixes that up as well. So talking about the display, we do have a 6.7-inch display, 1080p display, and it is also going up to 1300 nits of brightness, so not too bad. It's not the best, obviously. There are phones that go up to 2500 now, but again, this is a budget phone for $350, and we're getting 120 hertz adaptive refresh rate. It does go only down to 30 hertz, but still, for a phone at this price, this is really good. So if we do go ahead and pop into the settings real quick, let's go ahead and go into our battery settings real quick. Again, as I said, this does have a 5000 milliamp hour battery, so it is pretty good. Go ahead and turn on our battery percentage. Battery health, charge steadily overnight. You can keep that on. I usually turn it off. Sleep standby optimization. Device temporarily limits network and other features for battery saving. That's okay. We can go ahead and keep that on. We do have our battery saver options right here, which is good to know. We can see our battery usage. We haven't used it at all, but that is going to be our battery settings. If we do pop into our display, which is something I do want to check out and go down real quick, we do have color options. We have a standard and alive. This is basically going to be vivid, so it's called vivid, but they're calling it alive. They're trying to change it up a little. We can turn on our night light, and here is our refresh rate. So we have three options. We have dynamic, high, standard. Basically with dynamic, it automatically adapts it from going to 100 hertz, 120 hertz, and then going down to 30 hertz, or just in between, depending on the apps and what you're doing. We do have high, which keeps it at 120 hertz for everything. This is going to use up a lot more battery, but if you do want to have everything at 120 hertz, you can go ahead and do that. They give you the option. And then we have standard, which basically just makes everything 60 hertz. I'd go ahead and keep it on dynamic, better for your battery life, and the phone actually knows what to have at a high refresh rate. If you've noticed, flagship devices don't really give you that high option because they do optimize it really well, so you really don't need to do much with it. Once again, if we check out some of our other display settings, we have an HDR display, enable peak brightness for HDR content. You can turn this off or on, auto rotate, display apps in full screen, which we don't really need to check out. We have our dark theme, so if we do go ahead and close it, here's our light theme. And if we do pop into our home screen, this is what the lighter theme looks like, but I'll go ahead and turn on our dark theme. All right, so that looks so much better. And then we have adaptive brightness. If you do want to turn that on or off, you can do that right there. So one of the best things about this phone, the glyph interface. Let's go ahead and pop into those settings. Here we have our glyph lights. If we do go ahead and take a look at the back, it's currently turned off, but flip to glyph, silence on demand. If you do flip your phone, it does put it on silent, and you just saw those lights right there. So if I flip it back, right there we have our glyph interface, and we can actually check those out. You can actually turn it off. Ringtones, we have nice little ringtones, so let's go and actually test this out. Go ahead and click it. Here is a look at the glyph lights, which is super cool. If we do go ahead and change it up, we can go to the nipple, which again is really nice. We have the pulse. It pulses a little. We have the wings, which all look super cool. So these are all really nice. The glyph interface is honestly super cool. We can get a lot more animations. There is one that shows you the volume. I'm not sure if it's turned on. It's currently turned off, but you can actually see your volume rocker. We will go ahead and have to check that out. So let's go ahead and continue checking these out. Notifications, OI. So that's what we get. We can change that up. We have all these little options for notifications, which is super cool. And you also have the option to have sound only if you don't want to use the glyph lights. I'd honestly keep the glyph lights on because who doesn't want to do that? But again, you can turn it off if you don't like it. So here's the brightness, I believe. That's going to be the brightness. So you can turn it down, turn it up. I'll go and keep it in the middle. And then we do get some more stuff right here. Composer, so you can create your own ringtone. Currently we're offline, so it's not showing that to me, but basically you're able to click some of the glyph buttons, you're able to change it up so you can have your own ringtone, own design, which is super cool. And here is what I was talking about, the volume indicator. So if we do go ahead and turn that on, as you can see right there, it actually shows you your volume. And if we do, go ahead and test that out. So I'm at max right now. I can go down all the way, get in the middle, which is super cool. So this is more like a gimmick because when you're turning up your volume, turning it down, you usually look at your display. But it's nice to have this feature because they do have the glyph interface, and why not indicate it? Why not have it there? So I'll go and keep that on. Looks really nice. Glyph progress, third-party integration, so see updates in real time. If we do go and check that out, this is super cool. I'll go and allow that. You can actually have your Uber, your calendar. I don't know what Zomato is, but Uber, this is really nice. You can actually probably see where your ride is, so it'll probably just bring up the bar just like the volume marker. Again, it's kind of like a gimmick, but it's all super cool. I'll go and have that. We can have our music playing as well. I'll go and turn that on, and basically when you're playing your music, it'll go and have all these different glyph interface features, which is once again really nice. So let's not add that. Let's go and go back. Bedtime schedule, you can also have that as well, which shows up on your glyph interface. So the glyph interface is really nice and cool. One of the key features about this device, obviously. But again, seems more like a gimmick for now. I still don't really see the reason for it. But as I said, it's a really nice thing that they've implemented. Unfortunately, they don't have any down here. I don't know if it shows up when you're charging. The Nothing Phone 1 and Phone 2, they have a light over here. So when you do plug your phone in, it actually raises up as you're charging. But this one doesn't have it. Should be fine. So if we do open up our display here, once again, we have our home screen. This is going to be the Nothing OS. Honestly, looks really nice. It has all of your apps customized, and they have a special customization feature, which basically forces every app to look like this. So unfortunately, with some other devices like my Pixel 8 Pro, as you can see, there's an app that stands out right there, and it's just not turning into that gray icon. But with Nothing, they've actually done a great job with that, and they're able to make every single app look like what's on their OS, which is super nice. So let's go and pop into the camera and check out some of those right there. All right, so in our camera app, obviously we have our ultra wide, wide, and our telephoto. This is going to be a digital zoom. We can choose our HDR settings. You can turn on HDR, turn it off, or have it on automatic. If we do plop into our video, so with our video, we can go up to 4K 60 frames per second, 4K 30 frames per second, so I'm wrong about that. And if we do go into our ultra wide, we still do get 4K 30. If we do go and flip it around, unfortunately we can only go to 1080p 60 or 30. So with our front facing camera, we can only do 1080p, which is kind of annoying, but I guess for a budget phone, this should be all right. With our photos, I've heard that it takes really good photos. I will have to test that out a little more, but just with our selfie photo, we can have a wide, we can have some features like that. We have our HDR in here as well. But again, if we do go back, if we do take a photo, we do have a pretty nice sound there once again. So obviously a really nice feature to have on this phone, having all these features on it. I'm not sure how the interface looks on this. The interface looks all right, but I don't know. It's okay. I would like it to be a little cleaner, but this does look really nice in my opinion. So overall, a pretty decent device for $350. I do have to, again, use it a little more. This does have 12 gigabytes of RAM, which is super nice, with 256 gigs of storage. That is the only model you can get in North America. They don't sell you the 8 gigabyte 128 version, so you only do get the 12 gig RAM and 256. Honestly, that is pretty good. 256 gigs of storage is probably the minimum that you should go for right now, in my opinion. But again, that is what we get in the US. So once again, a really nice phone in my opinion. For the price, you are getting a lot of features that a lot of other budget phones don't get, and so nothing has done a great job with this. I will have to test this phone out a little more. I will probably give more thoughts on this on my YouTube shorts if you do follow up on that. But for now, this is going to be it for the Nothing Phone 2A. As always, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and see y'all in the next one.